afternoon to everyone. Thank you for taking your time to join us on this cybersecurity webinar, Manage Mobile Security. In this webinar, we'll focus mainly on mobile security. And as we all know, every one of us, mobile phones have been an essential part of us. And of course, what comes with the mobile phone will be our sensitive information. Yeah, so this webinar will basically talk about how we can keep ourselves safe with our mobile phones. All right, without further ado, let me introduce our partner from CYBERSECURITY, Ron Berger, as far as the actor. And I will hand over the mic to Ron. Over to you, Ron.
All right. So good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, James. So let me just share my screen and let's begin. All right. So hi, everyone. As you can see on my screen, my name is Ron Berger, and I will be your instructor today. So before we even begin, a little background about myself. I served in the Israeli Defense Forces, the IDF, as a networking and cybersecurity trainer. And as you can see from my speaker profile, I had guided numerous officers, NCOs, which are non-commissioned officers, and also some low-ranking soldiers as well, how to better defend the military networks, which is very, very essential in the IDF. So after the military, I've joined ThriveDX to teach the citizens of the world, as well as you guys, how to better defend yourselves on the network. Now, enough about me, and let's dive into our topic today. So as you can see on my sharing screen, in this webinar, we will focus on mobile security. And as we all know, mobile phones are an essential part of our lives and usually contain sensitive information and some private information such as photos, maybe even browsing history, text messages, and sometimes even corporate information such as emails or documents. Now, it's very, very essential for every single one of us to keep this information private, only for us, and that no one else in the whole wide world will ever get access to it. Now, our smartphones are really an amazing thing, an easy way to communicate with friends, colleagues, access bank accounts, play video games, perform pretty much countless other activities. Now, the very big question is, am I safe? Now, in this webinar, you will learn how to minimize the risk of your mobile phones being hacked and understand basic security principles for mobile applications. Now, the first thing I want to talk with you about is Wi-Fi. So we all heard about public Wi-Fi and that none should connect to any public Wi-Fi hotspot out there because it's very unsecure, and yeah, I'm sure you've heard about it millions of times. Now, the thing is, it's not such an issue nowadays to connect to any Wi-Fi network at all, pretty much. But as long as we visit encrypted websites, which use secured network protocols. Now, what I'm talking about right now, I'm sure you've heard about it a few times as well. One of the most known network protocols out there, which is called HTTP. Okay. So I'm not gonna really elaborate a lot about it because this is not what the webinar is about. But basically, what the protocol HTTP does is to show us humans what a website should look like in a nice and visual way. So whenever you visit facebook.com, Instagram, your bank account, your bank website, sorry, you see it in a very nice visual way. It has HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and a lot of other frameworks that the website was written on. Now, it's all thanks to the protocol called HTTP. Because of this protocol, we see it in a very nice visual way and not like in code-like style. So this is all thanks to HTTP. Now, originally, HTTP is not secured. And if we wanted, we could see all of HTTP's traffic in plain text. What does it mean? That if someone is sniffing around our network, is pretty much listening to what to all of the traffic that we send from our computer to pretty much anyone else, all the traffic will be plain text. It would not be encrypted, not secured, and he would understand everything. Now, don't be worried, and you'll see in just a minute why, but HTTP got a big brother, which is called HTTPS. And I'm sure you've heard about it too, which is the secured version of HTTP, hence the S at the end. Now, how many websites around the world are actually secured? Well, see for yourselves. As you can see, since the end of the last month, August 21, about 95% of websites in the whole wide web are encrypted using HTTPS. So what does it mean? That whenever we connect to a public Wi-Fi or to visit our favorite website or pretty much any website that you will visit nowadays, 95% of the websites that we will visit are probably using HTTPS. So even if a hacker wants to sniff our network, okay, he will get encrypted information and we're safe. So the whole information that he sniffs, that he sees will be entirely encrypted and he will have nothing to do with it. So you've got no worries at all when connecting to any Wi-Fi network that you want, as long, okay, and this is a big but, as long as you visit secured websites. Now, how do I even know if I'm using a secured website? It's very easy. Here I've entered 5DX's website, and the first thing that I want to see when I'm visiting a website is the lock icon near the URL. You can see it near the URL, you have a lock icon right up there. Let's zoom in a little. And a little more. Here we go. And if you see this lock icon, it means this website is using HTTPS and it is encrypted. All the traffic that goes in and out of this website is entirely encrypted and you shouldn't be worried. Now, if you want to know even more information about the encryption, you can click on the lock, okay? Really click. If you're on your computer, you just have to hover your mouse over it and click on it. If you're on your mobile device, just click on it with your press on it with your finger, and this is the information that will be presented. It says the connection is secure, and here are the details pretty much about the security of the website. And as we can see, it uses at the end, you will see that it uses AES 128 to encrypt all the traffic on this website. And trust me, this is an amazing encryption method or standard, which is pretty much in nowadays technology unbreakable. So you see this website is using top tier technology to encrypt all your information. Now, even if a hacker really did get over your traffic and wants to sniff it, what will he see? So this is a program called Wireshark, which can, okay. So this is a program called Wireshark, which can get and sniff around all the traffic that a website sends, okay? Or pretty much our computer. And as you can see here, there is, let me just see. No, I don't have a laser here. Okay. So what you see here is that all of the information is protected, as you can see here, protected payload. And if you want to see what a specific piece of data looks like, it will look like this. And as I can already see, no single one of you will understand what is written here and why is that, because it's encrypted. If a hacker would sniff around HTTP, which is not secured, he will see everything plain text. I put my email and password, he will see it exactly as it is. But because we're using HTTPS, it's totally encrypted. He has no way at all to see what is being delivered here. So you don't have to worry even one single bit when visiting a security website. All right, and let's move on to the big question, iOS versus Android. So for this, I will show you real quick a 3-minute video that explains in a very, very good way the main differences in security of iOS and Android. So let me just share my screen. All right. So I think for some reason there won't be sound. Couldn't share it, but here we go. There are subtitles, so don't worry about it. Yeah, guys, I know there's no sound. This is why I have enabled the subtitles. So let me just summarize what we have seen right now. Right. So the very big question of the pretty much century is, what is better, iOS or Android? Now, in user experience, is everything is pretty much user related, so it's not really for me to say. But in the matters of security, well, as we saw from this video, iOS is pretty much better defended, but it comes as a matter of not enough freedom in iOS. So what does it mean? Android is more free than iOS. Okay, you can do much more things in Android. You can install and download and pretty much install a lot of unverified information, video games, movies, and I can go a lot with it. We can do pretty much everything we want in Android. But as we saw, this is also why it's more unsecured than iOS. iOS is more strict. It doesn't allow everyone to install whatever they want, and they watch every single application that goes into their app store. And this is pretty much why iOS is better in security than Android. But as long as we keep some security tips, which I'm gonna teach you right now, we shouldn't be worried either if we're using Android or iOS. Now let's see one of these security tips. Now, of course, let's move to another topic, which is not Wi-Fi related, and it's pretty much more relevant today. And as we saw on the video, this is the matter of permissions. Now, first I want to ask you, do you know what permissions are you granting to various applications on your device? Because I'm pretty sure you don't, and you just allow everything whenever you install any application at all. So in this second, I want everyone to take out your phones. Okay? Yeah, take it out in the middle of the webinar, I know, and go to setting. As you can see here, go to setting and search for the word privacy. There, so I will a few seconds. I will wait until everyone does it. Go to privacy. All right, and once you're there, you will find any related data about your privacy, as you can already guess. So from what permissions different applications are using up to your pretty much saved passwords and payment methods in each application. So I want you to please explore this section a little, and we'll continue. Check even if a specific app, which doesn't really have to use a specific permission, uses it. The best example that I can give you is maybe a video game that all you have to do in this video game maybe only touch the screen and you progress in the game. But actually, you see this video game is using your camera or your contacts info, and for what? It shouldn't do that. So be very specific about which apps using which permissions, and pretty much use your common sense to see if it's not where it should be. So I'll give you a few more seconds to sniff around and we'll continue. All right, let's continue. Now, when should you allow permissions? So as I said before, use your common sense when allowing or denying permissions to an application. Revoke permissions once the app doesn't need them anymore. An example can be you're using Google Maps, okay, or iOS Maps. I don't know how it's called in iOS. So of course, when you're using the application, you should allow your location. But once you're done, I wouldn't want Google or Apple to always stalk me wherever I go, or what do I do in every single hour of the day. Yeah, I use it to see the traffic from one place to another. How much time will it get? Will it take me to get from one place to another? But I don't want them to follow me all the time. So whenever I close the application, the permission I give Google Maps is to stop using the location. And yeah, this is something that's very important to me. And I think it should be important to every single person. So yeah, revoke permissions when you don't need them anymore. Also, something very, very useful tip is that if you see that you haven't used an application for a few months now, half a year, just remove the application. Sometimes we don't even know what the application does behind the scenes, and it's just the best that we have as few application as possible on our mobile device. We don't want any application that we do not use. We don't know what it does behind the scenes. A few more security tips. Download only reliable applications from the official sources. So in Android, it will be the Play Store. In Apple, it will be the Apple Store. Only from these sources can we download various applications. So I'm pretty sure a lot of the Android guys here, you've seen some cracked application that is free instead of paying for the actual one from the Play Store. And guess what? Most likely you had a virus attached to this application. Yeah, it works perfectly fine, but you don't really know what it does behind the scenes. Maybe there's a Trojan that stalks your phone right now, or maybe just send some of your CPU power to the hacker to mine some Bitcoin. And this is why your mobile device is slower than before. So take some of these notes into consideration. Ensure the apps are downloaded from approved app stores, and keep security software for your operating system, apps, and web browser up to date. Now, what does it mean? It's very, very important to install updates as soon as they're available. So this is something that a lot of you, I'm pretty sure, are not doing, that whenever you see that an application has an update, you just ignore it because it will take a mere minute of your life to install it. So don't be lazy, install it, because a lot of the times those updates are security updates. They have found some vulnerabilities in the application, and just a minute of your time will save your mobile device from being hacked. So if a hacker sees that you're using an old version of a mobile application, he can just use this vulnerability to exploit some known exploitation to this vulnerable application, and this is it. Your phone is being hacked, and there's nothing you can do. So do yourselves a favor and install security updates all the time whenever they're available. And so one last security tip for you guys is to disable Wi-Fi or Bluetooth whenever they're not in use. So it's very hard and pretty much impossible, but there are still some cases that hackers could hack into Wi-Fi and Bluetooth of nearby devices with some tools that they had. So of course, it's not common, but still it is possible. So whenever you're not using Wi-Fi or Bluetooth, just turn it off for your own safety. All right. And now I want you all to take out your phones again, open your a QR code scanner app and scan this barcode. Don't worry, it's not a virus. It's very much safe. It's a survey that I want to just ask you guys, what physical security do you know that mobile devices have? So, because so far we have discussed multiple ways to detect and prevent hackers from accessing your information remotely, but what if someone gets physical access to your phone, say steals it or finds it somewhere? So which protection mechanisms, so the question I ask you, which protection mechanisms do you know that can protect you from this scenario? So again, please take out your phones and type in your answers in this link. So I will, those of you who do not have a mobile phone nearby, I will send the link in the chat as well, in the Zoom chat. Here you go. So I send the link in the chat, and also you can just scan it with your phone, and I will wait a few more seconds and I will show you the answers tab. All right, now let's see your answers. All right, so as we can see here, let's just present it. A lot of you are saying PIN password, which is great, one of the best security methods out there. But why it's low in security is because it's only 4 characters most of the time. So sometimes it can be easy to guess, but as long as no one knows you and you don't use a very common one like 1234 or 888, your birthday maybe even, you should be fine. Fingerprint also is very, very good. Find my phone remote access to disable, very nice. We'll talk about it in just a second. Password protection and encryption, very good. Software lock, software updates, password, face recognition, very good. Turn off the phone. So you could do it with the software that I will show you in just a second. Antiviruses, lock phone. So very, very nice. So very good. Most of the answers that you have typed in here. And yeah, the best ones should be fingerprint, password, and face recognition. So very nice, guys. I see that you already know about your security in mobile devices, and you even use it. So very good. And yet, so also from me, the best way possible, the physical access that you can save your phone from, secure your phone from, should be the fingerprint or a very complex password. Now, some tips. Don't ever use information that is widely available from you as your password. And it can be your dog's name, it can be your favorite pet, your birthday, your birth date, and all of the things that common sense would tell that, yeah, it can be his password. Use something randomly generated. Most of the time, this is the best way possible to generate passwords. And yeah, so it will be as harder as it gets to even access your mobile device. So only you should be the sole one person who knows the password for your own mobile device. All right, some tips. some best practices to ensure your mobile phone is configured as securely as possible if it falls into the hands of a hacker. So first of all, set the screen timeout to a short period of time. So some of us, I'm sure, have their screen timeout to 2 minutes, 5 minutes, and it's a long time. What I'm doing with my mobile phone, it's only for half a minute. So even if someone steals my phone, he has to run, he has to hide, and until he does all of this stuff, the phone screen will already be locked. So if you give your phone 2 or 5 minutes, the stealer, the thief, could get hold of your phone before it gets locked. So it's very essential that you put your screen timeout to a short period, like half a minute. As I've said before, use complex way to unlock your device, fingerprints, face recognition, and complex passwords, and all this stuff. And as I saw that you have already written in the answers as well, avoid using autofill features for sensitive information, such as usernames, passwords, and even credit cards. So, of course, it saves us a lot of time whenever we want to put our username and password into a specific website. But if a hacker gets hold of our phone, that's it, we're screwed. So it's best that we do it, we do it half a minute more, but it's the most secured way to stay safe. Now, one of the best things in recent years that are available is to enable remote features such as Find My Device and Remote Lock and Remote Wipe and all this necessary control over your phone if it's lost. Now, I want to show you how to use Find My Device. So let's do it here. Again, it will be without audio, but there are subtitles. So this specific example is for iOS, but don't worry, in Android, Find My Device is pretty much the same. So let's see this video of 2 minutes about iOS Find My Device. Right. So this is pretty much how to use the Find My on iPhone, okay? But you can be entirely sure that it's the same with Android as well. So let me get back to the presentation. Just a second. All right. So pretty much the same in Android as well. So Find My is very essential for everyone to have. So whenever, if you lose your phone or someone even steals it remotely, you can just find it, okay? And if it's been stolen, you can erase all the information from this device. But you will think, yeah, so if I just erase my information, so the hacker will get a free phone. So that's not the case, okay? Your phone will still stay locked, but if he somehow manages to open your phone, it will have no information at all. Everything will be erased entirely. So very essential application, and everyone all the time should leave it enabled. All right. And one last thing that I want to talk with you about is backup. Always backup your essential files, such as documents, message history, pictures, and pretty much everything that's very important to you. Because first of all, criminals attempt to wipe your phone's data to delete evidence. And second, if your phone is lost or stolen, you would want everything to be backed up online. And the best solution, in my opinion, would be to use an automatic cloud-based backup solution, such as Google Drive, OneDrive, Dropbox, and iCloud if you're using iPhone, and things like that. So of course, you can just plug your phone into your computer and back up everything physically, but the best solution here would be the cloud-based ones. Okay, and one last thing is, do I need an antivirus on my phone? And well, that really depends. Although, as we said before, Android devices have all the essential safety features. Still, the majority of the security is majorly depending on how you use your mobile device. So, as we said before, let's consider you're downloading apps from a pirated website, not from the Google Play. So in this case, you may download a virus to your mobile device. So in this case, yeah, adding an antivirus to your Android mobile will put an extra layer of security. But as long as you download only verified applications from the Play Store, an antivirus shouldn't really be essential in this case. Another thing is rooting your phone. Many users love to use a rooted phone because two pretty much different reasons. You want to feel free. So rooting the device also gives you the best freedom you could get from your device. But however, it increases the risk of a threat attack and decreases security. In this situation as well, an Android antivirus could be beneficial. Now, this is about Android. What about iPhone? So people, most often Android users, cite Apple's walled garden approach on iOS as one of its disadvantages. Although you may well be limited to Apple's App Store when it comes to getting apps and games, this is also one of the reasons why iPhones and iPads are much safer from viruses and malware. And the short answer is no, you don't have to install any antivirus software on your iPhone. And moreover, there are no antivirus programs on the App Store. So even if you search for an antivirus on the App Store right now, you will just find nothing. So yeah, this is very short about, do you even need an antivirus on your mobile devices? Now, quick summary about everything that we have talked about today. So we've learned that there is no need to fear connecting to public Wi-Fi's as long as we visit secured websites. We now know the differences between iOS and Android devices when it comes to security, and we can check what apps use which permissions. And I've given you some security tips on how not to get hacked and some of the best practices about accessing your personal information and keeping it safe. So thank you, everyone. And now, James, back to you.
All right. Hey, hi, Ron. Thank you very much. And again, this is a very great presentation from CYBERSECURITY. Just to let you know, guys, that CYBERSECURITY is based in Israel, and we have been working with CYBERSECURITY for quite a few years. This is a very interesting topic because mobile security, you know, all of us own a phone, and we use them every day. And little do we know that there are cyber threats, right? And we often just take for granted that using a mobile phone with the apps that we have, it's safe, right? So thanks, Ron, once again for the presentation on mobile security. And let me quickly share the screen on the available courses that we have from CYBERSECURITY. And obviously, mobile security is one of the major topics, or rather one of the topics in each of the CYBERSECURITY one-day cybersecurity awareness course. Okay, so what we have here, if you can see from the slides, we have two courses, both funded by IBF, and we have the CSPC, which is essentially a level 1 entry cybersecurity awareness course, where one of the topics will be mobile security, but just very basic entry level. The next course to take will be the CEBFP, where it's more in-depth. There's more advanced topics on cybersecurity. And again, there'll be more in-depth information on mobile security. So the cost fee for these two programs, the level 1 is at $400 before funding, and for the CEBFP is $800 before funding. So when we look at the CSPC, which is a one-day course, this is for basically anyone or everyone who wants to learn about cybersecurity. There's no prerequisite, so you can come from a non-IT background, you can come from a non-IT industry. This is a very good course for you to take if you want to know how to protect yourself. Now the cost fee, as I mentioned earlier, is $400, and IBF before the 2nd of October, you will get to have a funding of up to 90%, depending on the age group that you're in. So it's 70% for below 40, and 90% for 40 years and above. And there we have the class schedules that's upcoming from now to November. So if you are interested, at the end of this session, we will share with you the QR codes, and our friendly sales consultant who is with us in this webinar will also be able to connect with you. Now the next course that we have is the CEBFP, which is centered around business professionals. This is the 2nd level course that we have to offer from CYBERSECURITY. And again, this is a one-day cybersecurity. This is a one-day course. And as I shared earlier, it's $800 per day. So this course will be slightly more advanced compared to CSPC. You have more in-depth, you get more in-depth knowledge and skills. And again, the same IBF funding applies. And I urge every one of you, if you're interested, to sign up before the 2nd of October. And for this course, we have quite a number of classes that's upcoming from now to December. So please feel free to sign up. We have the course information on our website. So if you want to sign up online, this is where you can sign up. just click a few buttons and you should be able to sign up for this course. This is my last slide, so I'll leave this slide open while we attempt the Q&A. If you are interested in both the CSPC and CEBFP, you'll see the QR code here. Just whip out your phone and you can scan them, and you'll be able to find the course page. Alternatively, you can also contact our sales consultant, Joel and Kenneth, who is here, and they will be more than happy to attend to you. Okay, I think Ron, we can now attempt the Q&A.
All right. So let's answer the questions that you have. So first question is, do we still need to install antivirus app on an iOS device? So I have already answered this question live before. Okay. How do we remove apps that comes pre-installed in iPhone? My experience is that not all can be deleted or uninstalled, be it iOS or Android. That's right, Alan. Not all applications can be uninstalled, but don't worry, those applications are entirely safe because the manufacturer has put these applications inside. And of course, the manufacturer doesn't want any one of you to get any viruses at all. So in this case, yeah, you cannot delete or uninstall these applications. So do you need to disable Wi-Fi? Yeah, for your best safety, whenever you're not using Wi-Fi, just disable it. I give you a listen here. Use mobile to attend the webinar. Yes, so I think it was about the physical access survey. I don't have QR scanner on my phone. Yeah, the same. What is the view on Google's auto-save password feature? Okay, so very good question. First of all, it's better to use a password manager outside Google. So it can be whatever you want. It can be a password manager in whatever you're choosing from. Just type in Google password managers and install the most the best one that they provide there. But Google's auto-save features, yeah, they're nice, it's good. But if someone gets hold of your Google account, all your passwords are compromised. So this is the best disadvantage in here, the biggest, sorry. As our phones usually come with pre-installed apps, is it safe to install any of those not used without causing the system issue? Ensure the system unstable. Yeah, so applications shouldn't be in the way of how the system is used. So if you install an application, you shouldn't have any system issues. So rendering the system or unstable system would not be an effect of uninstalling an application. Possible to go through Find My steps again. So I'm not going to go through it again, but it's very easy. Just type in Google, Find My on YouTube, and you will see all the steps in a very nice visual way. Is it possible for virus or malware to go through WhatsApp or Telegram disguised as a picture or document? So yeah, it is possible. We can put inside pictures or documents any type of malware as we want. But it's very uncommon to send viruses via WhatsApp, while on Telegram it's much more common. So be aware of what you're downloading from Telegram. My WhatsApp made 3 voice calls to one of my contacts. I don't know what you're asking here, sorry. Should we uninstall e-commerce apps when not in use from an Android phone? Yeah, of course, any app you're not using, you don't want it to be on your mobile device, so just uninstall it. Is my phone hacked? How to find out? Thanks. So most of the time, if the hacker is good, you don't really have a way to finding out if your phone is hacked. But if you see that it's really slowing down than it should be. It's more slow than it should be, or you see that there's some websites that you didn't visit are opened in your mobile device, or any application that were installed that you didn't, you can assume that it was hacked, and you should terminate all the information on your mobile device. Does VPN add a layer of mobile security? Yeah, so VPN does add a layer of security in the way of encryption. Okay, so first of all, privacy, and second of all, encryption. So if you're using VPN and you're visiting a non-encrypted website, which is using HTTP, so yeah, all your information will be encrypted from your phone. So you should be safe in this area. And also, it changes your IP address to another one. So there's also the matter of privacy. No one will know who you are really. Is Find My similar function available in Android phone to locate a missing? Yeah, so it's called Find My Device in Android devices. It's free to use. It's a Google application. You can use it all the time. Who with the trainers, I think.
Okay. Yeah, maybe Ron. Yeah, I'll answer. I'll take this. Yeah, so for both the cybersecurity courses, which are both 1 day, we have a full, quite a number of cybersecurity trainers. The good thing is that for our cybersecurity trainers, they are all industry practitioners, meaning to say that they have experience either in ethical hacking or either in a SOC operation, and with the hands-on experience they have, they are certified to conduct these courses. Yeah, and also we do have cyber trainers once in a while from Israel, but not to worry, because all our trainers are certified as well as they are trained to deliver these two courses. Okay, that's all, Ron. Thanks.
How about the links shared in WhatsApp? If we click some unknown links, what will happen? So it's not only in WhatsApp. Any links at all that you're being sent should be examined very, very carefully. And most of the time, if we only click the links and some phishing website will pop up, as long as we don't provide any information, nothing will happen. But there are some times that even only clicking the link will send various information to the hacker, such as your cookies or location and things like that. So you should be very careful whenever opening any kind of link at all. Okay, in case we click the link wrongfully, how to come out of that? In this case, just before it even loads the website, just turn back before it loads the website, and you should be good to go. As many hackers used to use the QR code to hack our phones. If we scan QR code and notice the website is not secured, how to exit from that? Again, just go back, don't type any information in there. Also, whenever you're using QR code, you see how the website looks like before you enter it. So if you see it's HTTP and not HTTPS, just don't enter it in the first place. Is it safe to use free VPN apps? Absolutely, absolutely not. Do not use free VPN applications, because most of the time they're following you and they're accessing your information. So yeah, they will provide VPN services, but in a cost. So it's better to pay a few dollars a month to use a certified good VPN service that's available out there. This is also a question for LHub. Okay, what does it mean when Google Chrome says there are compromised passwords? So sometimes Google Chrome can know when some websites got hacked or had some data leakage in the past few time, and he can tell you that, yeah, it's probably best that you change your password in this website. And sometimes it just tells you that you use the same password for different websites, same username and password, and just tells you to change that, because if one password gets leaked, all of your information in other websites gets leaked as well and easy to access. How to protect from others to access if the phone is being physically lost. So as I showed you before, you have a Find My, which you can delete all your information from remotely. So this is how you do it. Receive a lot of scam calls, how to block all this nonsense. There are some various anti-spam applications in Android as well, as I know. I don't know about iPhone, but you can install one of these applications. I've been receiving call and email saying that I click on some Facebook pages and unwanted call and email happens. Someone must be using my email or phone to send some spam or business user. How do I stop this call? So the same as I said before, install an anti-spam application. This is for LHub as well. Okay. If you click on a URL link in an SMS message, will your privacy be in danger if you did not click anything in the website? So as I said before, as long as you don't really give any information at all, you should be safe, but sometimes it can send your location or cookies information as well. The recording will be available. It will be sent to your emails after the webinar is ended. How about we chat? Don't really understand the question. What is VPN? A virtual private network, which, as the name suggests, it gives you a private feeling, like you're using a private network whenever you're using the internet. So it encrypts all your information and no one knows who you really are. Should we allow cookies? It really depends. Most of the time, it's for your own experience. So whenever you're using a website, it will not forget who you are. And yes, cookies most of the time are essential for our user experience. If you do not allow them, every time you will enter a website, you will have to put your username and password all the time in each page you visit, and it can be a bummer. So you should allow cookies if you don't want this happening all the time. Is it safe to use public Wi-Fi with Zoom or Team calls? Yeah, Zoom and Team calls are entirely encrypted, so it's safely to use it on public Wi-Fi's. May know is iOS much safer than Android, so we have showed a video about it before. Does using Find My Phone service require us to have our data in a phone to be stored in the cloud? So no, it's not requiring that. It has its own protocols to remotely wipe any data from afar. Okay, so this is pretty much it. So thank you, everyone. It was a pleasure to be with you here today, and see you next time.
Ron, yeah, just on the rest of the Q&A, I think I'd like to address some of the questions here. There's one question from Thomas. CSPC, what's the format of assessment? MCQ or essay questions? For both CSPC and CBFP, the format will be simple written questions. Okay. And for the CSPC is half an hour. For CSPC is 1 hour assessment, and for CBFP is half an hour. There's one question from Chin. Either CSPC or CBFP stackable towards a larger WSQ certificate or diploma, or stackable towards any IBF qualification? Okay, this is a good question. As these two courses are both approved by IBF for funding, so naturally the certificate that you get will be aligned with the with IBF. So for CSPC, it is aligned to the future-enabled skills under risk and governance in digital world, whereas for the CEBFP, it is aligned to information technology management for cybersecurity. Okay. But in terms of stackable, as of now, we don't have an answer. Yeah, so we will get back to you. Do trainers teach well and speak clearly? Definitely, yes. As I mentioned, all the trainers are certified trainers for cybersecurity, and they have prior experience. So they are hands-on and they are the industry practitioners. Is there an assessment for these two courses? Yes, as I shared earlier. Yeah, I think we have answered most of the questions. If any of you still have inquiries, you can actually look for our sales consultant here. Once again, let me share the screen for our sales consultant. Okay, I think there are some questions still, Ron, in the Q&A. If you can help to answer them.
Let's see. Find My Phone service require us to have our location always turned on. No, so what it does, it remotely turns on your location from afar. Permissions, usage, diagnosing on, should be setting be okay and necessary. You just see the information there. It's not like that it should be something necessary. It's just information about the usage that you're doing on your phone. Is there a reliable source to download all these useful apps? From the official app stores. This is the reliable source. Okay. Why deleted accounts in Telegram send message to you? I don't really know. Sorry. All right.
Okay. Yeah. The last two questions I'd like to answer. Which courses are good for general knowledge to protect ourselves? Definitely the two cyber courses that you see right now on the screen. Please sign up for them. It's good knowledge for you. And one anonymous asked whether recording will be available. Yes, recording will be available on our NTUC LearningHub YouTube account. So you can view the webinar on our YouTube account. Okay, I think last but not least, safe to use public Wi-Fi. Ron, last question for you. Sorry to keep you.
Yeah, as long as you use HTTPS website and encrypted website, it should be safe to use.
Okay, thank you. Okay, I think that's all. We come to the end of the webinar. Thank you very much once again for taking your time to join us. And we look forward to seeing you in the next webinar.
Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.